okay. Off your mic is okay. She off your mic. What you sound like me?
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mic, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo. Maiyegun awamo, amo dododo.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Glory YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun.
Kindly share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite everyone that needs to be here. I mean, tag them. Yeah, share the broadcast, including those who are not your friendly friends. Tell them, Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Today, I was in Edinburgh. So, I was a guest of one of the prominent Yoruba daughters here in the UK, in Scotland, Lady Lola. Happy birthday to you. She turned 50 today, and I was in Edinburgh. I just thought I should say hi. Happy birthday. Yes, this is Maiyegun Live. You have been reading the news about the health conditions of Oloye Sunday Igboho. Ladies and gentlemen, I was privileged when the phone conversation between myself, Koiki, and Oloye Sunday Igboho. I won't give you much detail. But what happened there, I mean, the call happened last night, and it was an appeal to you, to me, to everybody that, listen, this whole thing or drama in Benin Republic is no longer about any crime or what crime or any crime they said or they might want to cook up or whatsoever or they are looking for. It is no longer about any crime. Oloye Sunday Igboho was stopped in Benin Republic by the government of Benin Republic after they were tipped by the Nigerian government to stop him. And they were told that he is a terrorist on the run who has caused so much damages in Nigeria, and he wanted to break Nigeria. That was the memo that Benin Republic government received. And on that note, Benin Republic was expecting Nigeria to give them evidence of whatever crime you said is committed in Nigeria. Normally, we don't have any repatriation treaty with you. We can't send anybody back to Nigeria just because you asked for it. But if you bring us the evidence that he committed a crime, we will try him in our court and we'll return him back to you. That was the genesis over 2 months ago. That changed when the Yoruba political class waded in. When they waded in, they advised and, in fact, they pressed it upon the Benin Republic government to make sure that they keep Oloye Sunday Igboho there for 2 reasons. One is movement for Yoruba nation, Oduduwa nation that has now started gaining ground, is going to be a serious problem towards their plan, especially southern politicians, the Yoruba politicians, their plans towards 2023. So it is safe to keep him there so that they can do whatever they can to crush the agitation for Yoruba nation. Meanwhile, BOKO HARAM's government, who wanted Igboho as well, are also promising the Benin Republic government that, listen, this guy is like a trophy that we want to keep for BOKO HARAM. BOKO HARAM said he knows the sponsor of the Yoruba Nation and Biafra Republic, but he doesn't know the sponsor of BOKO HARAM and the bandit and the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. So they are now pressing it upon the Benin Republic like, give him to us, we'll take care of you. Like, no, we can't just do that. You know what? Let's make it a bilateral treaty, a deal. We have shut the border between Nigeria and Benin Republic for over a year now. And Benin Republic has been the loser for it. As much as Nigerians, especially we, the Yorubas, are the losers for it. We'll open the border for you. Now, that is where situation is now. At first, they said their court was on recess, on break, and that we shouldn't think Benin Republic court or legal system is like that of Nigeria. And we said, okay, you must have had something that Oloye Sunday Igboho committed a crime between just 30 minutes that he spent in Benin Republic, between the border of Nigeria and your airport, that you have that evidence to keep him, but you can't prove it, but there is no evidence of anything. The last part is also from the Yoruba political leaders and mostly the local traditional rulers, who have also managed to tell Benin Republic that, you know what, don't release him, keep him there. Because, see, him returning back to Nigeria or leaving that Benin Republic is going to be of 2 losses. Not just to Nigeria, but to yourselves too. Because if almost 18% of your population or 20% of your population are Yorubas, who share border with their cousins in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, same border, the same land, same language, and all of that. If the Yorubas break away from Nigeria, the Yorubas in Benin Republic are going to ask for a referendum, and they are likely going to join their new brothers in a new nation. So all these have now turned to what you can now call diplomatic tussle. So when Oloye Sunday Igboho was having that brief chat with us last night, he said he's not feeling too well. Like, it's pretty much like they are just like, no, keep him there. Just let him stay there. Because he can't go. And if he should leave that place, then every other thing that is going on in Nigeria, especially in Yoruba land, towards their 2023, is going to be shattered. Remember that when the DSS attacked his house, when the DSS killed 2 people in his house, and he jumped from his building, he said he jumped and he bruised his, his knee, his, elbow and all of that. That he needed real medical attention. One of the reasons why he was expected to leave Nigeria at that point. So do you know that since they have held him in Benin Republic, he's never had that opportunity to actually meet a doctor that will actually look into him? Even the trauma of the attack in his house, the Nigerian government's attack on his house that killed 2 people, the trauma and all of that has been bottled up and locked up in there. This is somebody that could take care of himself. Now, he said he is not pressing any wahala. He would love the people, the reasonable people, to press it upon the Benin Republic government to let him go. He is not going to Nigeria, and let him continue his journey so that he can go and take care of himself before it becomes something else. This is the plot that they have, and I'm going to share that with you. The plot is this. In Nigeria, the northern Nigeria continues to what? To threaten the southern Nigeria with their 2023 power. However, or not until the day Oloye Sunday Igboho publicly said there will be no election in 2023 in Yoruba land, rather referendum. Not until he said that, the Yoruba political class, they pretended that the whole rally movement campaign for Yoruba nation doesn't bother them. The moment he mentioned no election, we would not have any election because there's no point in this, you know what I mean? It became an automatic target too. The first time he became a target was when he stood up from his own house, from his comfort, and he led other patriotic Yorubas into different forests to chase after those murderous, bloody Fulani terrorists. For the first time, and he came out and he said, we no longer want the Fulani terrorists on our land anymore. We will remove them from Yoruba land. That moment, he became a target of the federal government or Fulani government of Nigeria. The second time he became a target was when he said there will be no election in 2023 in one of the rallies, especially in Ekiti. That was something unacceptable to the political class. So it was a two-trap. Should Boko Haram capture him? And if Boko Haram capture him, he is no longer of use. Yoruba nation and the Yoruba people agitation is no longer a useful tool in the hand of the political class that pretended that they don't have this. They are not seeing what we are doing now. So Igboho being a threat that will continue to traumatize the federal government as from Yoruba land is a plus to the political class as long as Igboho doesn't touch the election. So when Igboho touched the election, at that point, Boko Haram's government declared him wanted. The moment they declared him wanted, he was meant to be killed, assassinated. He escaped from the murderous killers they sent to him. So at that point, he escaped the grip of Boko Haram's government, and he ended up in the hand of the neighboring government, which the Yoruba political class, Obasanjo, Gani Adams, and some of this political class in Yoruba land, Obas, they have a serious affiliation with Benin Republic because of the traditional connection and all of that we share, affinity. So that presented an opportunity for the Yoruba political class. Initially, remember, when he was arrested, they were sending delegates and delegates upon delegates to Benin Republic. Then you all ask yourself, what happened to those delegations that they sent? Not all of them went there to ask for the freedom of Oloye Sunday Igboho. So this is the plot now. Since they have influenced the Benin Republic government to hold him, if the northern Nigeria continue to play the game, this game of all of you can go to hell, whatever you want to do, 2023, we have the number as it is going right now. So the last card that the political class of Yoruba land are trying to play will just be to give, before 2023, they will just give Oloye Sunday Igboho this unexpected royal welcome back to Yoruba land. And you see the Yoruba nation agitation that they pretend that they don't have anything to do with right now, yeah? But secretly behind the scene, they are waiting for just the last straw before they will say, oh boy, may everything scatter, may we see how it go be. Now, that is the card that we must not let them use Oloye Sunday Igboho to play. What do I mean by that? That card means that is going to be a pawn on their political chess table as they play themselves into Nigeria. And now they are stuck in that quagmire of one Nigeria, non-negotiable, and every other threat coming from the northern Nigeria as we speak. As they are locked in, yeah, they believe that as it gets more clearer, that these guys are not interested in sharing any power or releasing any power to them, yeah? Suddenly, the Igbo governors who are saying today that they are not interested in Biafra, they are only interested in equity and presidency. The Yoruba leaders who are saying Yoruba doesn't want to do a republic or Yoruba nation. They only want one Nigeria that work for everybody, yeah? By the time you get to the end of 2022 and the game is clearer, you will be surprised in the change of plan, because they would rather then use them and use what they believe in, Yoruba nation, Biafra republic, and they'll begin to ask for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How does that work? That simply means they will keep them there. Use every legal nonsense to make you think, well, what can you do? So, and anything can happen. There was a time they told us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's art was getting larger and larger, that he needed real medical attention. They denied him to this day. Oloye Sunday Igboho is asking for the same thing now. If Benin Republic have no case against him, which they don't, right? Why can't they just let him go and take care of himself? And when Oloye was talking last night, he said, I don't want you to fight them. I'll tell you what I know. This whole thing now, yeah, we are on our own. And what they wanted to do to get involved is when they get burnt by Nigeria, which they are going to get burnt anyway. I'm talking about those who pretended that what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, they are not aware. What Oloye Sunday Igboho and the Yoruba nation are asking for, they are not aware. Yeah? So Oloye Sunday Igboho believes that these people who knows what we are asking for, yeah, and for the fact that they want to play their last card, yeah, they care nothing if Nnamdi Kanu dies, if Igboho dies, they don't care, because we are on our own. We should never let them play that card. If there's any pressure we should mount, it should be on those people who are influenced, especially the Yorubas, who continue to influence the Benin Republic government to keep holding him. Buhari's government is not asking them to hold him. Buhari's government is asking the Benin Republic to give him to them. And they are ready to give Benin Republic whatever they want. The only people who really have the influence on Benin Republic to keep holding Oloye Sunday Igboho are the political class in Yoruba land who wanted to use the Yoruba nation agitation, right, to further twist the North and keep Yoruba in Nigeria. And that political game is what we shouldn't let happen. And when people say, what should we do? We begin to call them out. We should begin to call them out. Benin Republic government too should never, ever let them continue to be used. This is now. You don't know what is coming next. We don't know what is going to be next. We don't know when the table turns, where Benin Republic will find themselves in the whole scheme of things as things goes on, because we won't forget, just like the Biafrans, we won't forget the role Kenya played in extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I was reading here today, and they said they are going to declare state of emergency in Anambra. Just a few days ago, David Hundeyi came out and he said, and he released the report, a detailed investigative report of the origin of Boko Haram in Nigeria, how terrorism is being funded, those indicted, those who confiscated their properties because they were found guilty of sponsoring terrorism, and they are based in northern Nigeria. They are the people with the president, they are the people with the governors, they are there. We have evidences of all things we've been told. Today, Niger State, over 500 communities. Close your eyes and think about something. Think about this for a second. Let's say you are from Ogun State. Yeah? Ogun State has 230, I think it's about 234, thereabout political wards. That means the entire 20 local governments in Ogun State, yeah, put it at maybe 1,000 communities. Now imagine if they say 500 of those communities are no longer under Ogun State. They are now being controlled by bandits, by terrorists. And people in those communities, those they have not killed, are now paying taxes to them right now in Nigeria. That is Niger State. That is where Abdul Salami Abubakar come from. That is where Babangida come from. Niger State. 500 communities now no longer under Nigeria. They are now being controlled by terrorists. But there is no state of emergency there. Zamfara State. More than 2/3 of their local government areas there are now being controlled by bandits, by terrorists who are daily kidnapping and killing and killing and killing. Many of those places are no go area anymore. There is no state of emergency there. Southern Kaduna, where hundreds of thousands of people have been killed, displaced, maimed, there is no state of emergency there. Sokoto State, that is the capital of the ISWAP, there is no state of emergency there. But Igbo land, where I told you that if you continue to believe the story and the narrative of unknown gunmen being IPOB member, you are playing into their hands. Yes, IPOB are they are always with the constant messages of if you try this, we will do that. If you don't do this, we will do that, and the rest of that. But they have never been caught or seen to attack anybody. When this whole attack started, when these attacks started increasing and all of that in Igbo land, especially when the inroad of Opu Zodinjo into the heartland of Igbo land, into the heart of Igbo land, Imo State, so which opened doors for the APC, Egbekegbe, to further entrench their terrorism, just entrench it and further, right? From that moment, they created their unknown gunmen. Something crazy happened yesterday, right? There was a gunshot, on Onitsha Road, Owerri or so. In Imo State. Unknown gunmen. Attacking a place. Then police responded. And they went after them. They started shooting. That was what we heard, though. Yesterday afternoon, police and unknown gunmen are shooting, So one of the unknown gunmen was shot down. Guess what? When they got closer and they opened his, they removed his hood, guess who they saw? A DSS member, a DSS official coming back from Anambra to
coming back to, who went on operation in Anambra, unsanctioned operation in Anambra, and get caught up on that road to Owerri. Unknown gunmen. So when their media wanted to report it, do you know what they said? They said, oh, police mistakenly killed a DSS official. And it was an execution style. You know what I mean? Like, gunshot. And they said the guy received 4 gunshot wound. That means he received 4 shots. And they said it was a mistake. I have told you many times, there are things that don't make sense, okay? If they tell you that those who are killing people, for example, look at Dr. Chike Akunyili, the husband of Professor Dora Akunyili. The man is a doctor, right? In fact, he was a philanthropist. Somebody that actually supports Biafra. Now, there is no record of anything or anywhere is being against or working against IPOB. Those who are working publicly against IPOB are still flexing and working about because they know nothing will happen to them. But since this is the season of politics, where dog eats dogs, and then innocent chicken that strays will also be fed to these hungry dogs. Right? When you look at it, what proof or what gain would killing Chike Akunyili be for Biafran struggle? Ask yourselves. Like, what is the connection? Was he one of those who established Ebube Lizard to go after ESN and their family members, their friends, to start killing them? Is he one of those who organized that? Of course not. Is he one of those who came together to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization and continue to call them terrorist organization in Igbo land? Of course not. Now, when you look at it very well, they called him to come and take an award, a posthumous award for his wife. He returned back to Anambra and he got assassinated. That is what they have turned the Eastern Nigeria to right now. Because, yes, when everything comes down, when everything goes down, yeah, BOKO HARAM will have them there to handle things for him, whereby as long as they get paid, it doesn't matter whose blood. And that is why they have started what they called Operation Golden Dawn. And this evening, Malamu threatened that they were going to declare state of emergency in Anambra because of the killings going on in Eastern Nigeria. 38 people killed by Fulani terrorists in Benue. More than 189 people killed in Southern Kaduna in just about 5 days alone, just last week. All those killings don't matter to them. You know why? Because they are killings orchestrated by them, right? Anambra is boiling. Igbo land is boiling because that's what they want it to be. But what about this? When we talk about NASCO, those who have made the northern Nigeria completely ungovernable and totally out of the control of Nigeria as we speak, those people are walking about and unpunished, right? While they are declaring war on Eastern Nigeria. They have moved artillery down there now. They said it is Operation Golden Dawn, and they are going after IPOB and ESN. Innocent people. They'll be going into their homes and all of that. But guess what? The terrorists who brought terrorists upon Nigeria, they are walking free. Let me take a break with this expose. You have been hearing about David. I was talking to somebody. I said, listen, let's just take a minute and just imagine that when the report of those who started Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram that has led to the death of hundreds of thousands of people, including 300,000 children alone. Those who made that happen, and the families of the victims, especially in northern Nigeria, they are calm after the news came out. They are calm. You know why? Because they are religious leaders. The terrorists who they call their clerics, are the sponsor of terrorism, and they have been mentioned. They dare not come out and fight. But imagine it for a minute. Let's say they say a nonsense motor. You see this nonsense motor from the east. Let's say when the report came and they said the people who have been sponsoring Boko Haram, the people who have been sponsoring terrorism, in the last 12 years, they are Igbo people, and they mention their names and they mention everything. What do you think will be going on right now in northern Nigeria? Or they say, look at this report. So the people who have been sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, so they have been Yoruba people. So they have been the ones using the money to buy weapons. And we have been thinking it's the full. What do you think will be going on in northern Nigeria right now? But since this news broke, since it broke, it has been the silence of, it's like the quietness of the graveyard. But we're not going to make it go away. They want you to call Nnamdi Kanu a criminal. They want you to call Oluye Sunday a criminal for committing no crime, for doing nothing. Why the real criminals are being celebrated. David.
Security analyst Sheyi. Okay, we had Sheyi earlier on. Now, David, you traced the origins of Boko Haram. For those that have not read your book and are very interested in the origin of Boko Haram, please, can you concisely detail it for us?
Right. So the story that is typically told starts with a man called Muhammad Yusuf, who apparently is a charismatic Islamic preacher, a Salafi preacher, who gathers a following in the mid to late noughties. And then eventually his followers stage an uprising against the police, against the Nigerian state, and then they're massacred, they're arrested, he's shot dead, and then his deputy, Abubakar Shekau, takes over. And to all intents and purposes, that's what we know as Boko Haram. That's where what we know as Boko Haram starts. In reality, that's like starting a story in the middle of the book. The beginning of the story actually starts in the 1970s, and I traced this in the article. So it starts with the activities of a man called Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi, who was an Islamic scholar who used funding, training, and material support from Saudi Arabia to effectively set up a Wahhabi/Salafi Islamic movement in Nigeria. Bear in mind that up until that point, the type of Islam practiced in Nigeria and the way it was practiced was relatively benign. So it was a sort of like, it was a Sufi brand of Islam. The Sufi, two major Sufi brotherhoods existed, the Qadriya Brotherhood and the Tijaniya Brotherhood. Now, this Islamic scholar, Sheikh Mahmoud Gumi, introduced this new thing, this thing called Salafism, which was fueled by the Wahhabi ideology that was exported by Saudi Arabia at that time, and which they still do to date. And to all intents and purposes, that became the ideological background for what would later become a group known as the Izala movement. Now, Sheikh Abubakar Gumi at the time, that's not the Sheikh Gumi we know, that's Sheikh Gumi's father, Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi, was a scholar and a teacher who had this very strict sort of Sunni understanding of the Quran. When his friend Ahmadu Bello died and he was looking for a new benefactor, he turned to the Saudis, and the Saudis were only too happy to flood into Nigeria with their ideology and their money and their training and whatnot. And so the Izala movement grew out of this Saudi indoctrination in the 1970s. Eventually, the group was officially formulated by one of Sheikh Abubakar Gumi's followers, Sheikh Idris, and to all intents and purposes, that was the start of what we now know as the Izala movement, also known as Jibwis. Now, over the next few decades, Jibwis would rise in its influence across northern Nigeria, it will become a strong political force. In many parts of northern Nigeria, it will become practically impossible to obtain any kind of significant power or position without identifying with the Izala movement or being approved by it, right? So now, in the early noughties, right, there's a fellow known as is an Islamic preacher in Katsina. His name is sorry, let me just get to this right. His name is Yakubu Kafanchan. He's also known as Yakubu Musa Hassan. He's also known as Yakubu Musa Katsina. Now, according to a document submitted by the Nigerian government to a UN Committee on Counterterrorism, and this document was submitted in 2006, this fellow, this Yakubu Musa Kafanchan, aka Yakubu Musa Katsina, was arrested in 2002 by the Nigerian security agencies for trying to set up Taliban training camps in Nigeria and for trying to set up terror cells in Kano and in Katsina. This was as far back as 2002. And the same letter mentions someone else as an accomplice of his, a man called Haruna Shahu. Now, Haruna Shahu is described in that letter as an agent of an Islamist group called GSPC. And what he does for them is that he finances extremism by laundering money through his network of businesses which dealt in smuggled goods. And this was a letter that was sent by the Nigerian government itself, by Ambassador Aminu Wali at the time, under the Obasanjo government. This was sent to the UN. The Nigerian government itself wrote this, right? Yeah. And then in the same letter, somebody who many people would never not ordinarily associate with terrorism, founder of NASCO Group, his name is Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, was also named. And the letter claimed that due to his being recognized as a global sponsor of terrorism by the US, that his business interests in Nigeria were provisionally forfeited to the federal government. I went digging and I didn't really find any evidence that this actually took place. As far as I could tell from all the CAC records and from all the other records I could get my hands on, Idris Nasreddin never actually lost control of his company for a single day. But that's what it said in the letter anyway.
Right.
And there's other documentation backing this up. So,
sorry.
As they see with us, you go depend them. As you depend them, you go they see with us.
I'm talking about the truth that cannot be hidden. Abubakar Gumi, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi's father, was that cleric that followed Ahmadu Bello to Mecca and met the Saudis. And when he met the Saudis, they gave him money. And he returned back to Nigeria. Ahmadu Bello died. He was in disarray. He ran back to Saudi. The Saudis gave him another money to begin the process of teaching this fanaticism that Gumi is using English and his own way of telling us that terrorists have families and we must respect them. The same ideology like his father, right? Well, that was in the 70s. That was the beginning. And as he comes to the founder, the sponsor of terrorism, who later got caught, that was where the Nasreddin comes in, NASCO, and NASCO Group, their chairman, their founder, and those who are handling them today. After this bombshell, you would expect them to start reacting in the north. They did not react in the north. What they started doing was to start attacking the journalist, David. And they said, all of this, if we not like, tell us, say, Boko Haram, they shop human being. It will not consign us. We not get power in 2023. Crazily, they mean it.
We find the renewed desperation by the South to threaten northern people's right to franchise, a deliberate attempt to bastardize democracy, cause greater instability in the guise of a contentious and democratic power shift arrangement, and therefore downright unacceptable. The CNG after due consultation with prominent stakeholders, leaders and elders, has categorically resolved to firmly and solidly align completely with the position taken by the Northern Elders Forum as expressed by Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed and that of the Northern Governors Forum, that zoning of elective positions is unconstitutional, undemocratic, and must be petitioned. For the avoidance of doubt, therefore, the CNG hereby declares that the North, a major stakeholder in whatever happens in and to Nigeria, shall not be obliged to respect any zoning arrangement of any elective position in whatever party.
That is the final answer. They will not honor or respect any arrangement that talks about zoning. Let me tell you, okay, the reason why we seems to be able to undo shock. So that sometimes when they say something, they will say, it shock you. You say, no, it no shock us. So Maiyegun, it no to shock us. Nothing they shock us. Yeah, nothing too much. They shock us. Your 2023 is signed, sealed, and delivered. BOKO HARAM is going to be the last president of one Nigeria. And the journey towards it will kickstart soon. They have done worse. And they are still going to do more. Like what they are planning to do in eastern Nigeria. And the Uba, the notorious family known for election rigging, they are notorious for it. And the Uba, the brother to Chris Uba, is the governorship candidate of APC, Egbekegbe, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress in Anambra. As you are watching this video, the governorship candidate of Labour Party is missing. They can't find him. In the same Anambra, as you are watching this video, Andy Uba and his team are already everywhere in Anambra. And as they say it, it is the final battle. The first time they took a shot at Anambra State Government House was when they fought Umba Denuju. After they fought Umba Denuju and they rigged in Ngige, the Okija, Shatabandu, and Ngige, after 1 year, began acting funny. They kidnapped him, a state governor. They kidnapped him and put him inside a toilet, and he signed his own resignation letter. You know the story. The third time they took a shot at Anambra State House was when Andy Uba was declared winner. Was that in 2015 or was it in 2011? Yes, he spent 3 months as governor of Anambra State, and Peter Obi took over. I think it was in 2011. Please help me. I'm not so specific. I'm not so sure. Now, the same people are coming back, right? The ABGA have already failed the Biafrans. Now, those where they chop from them, they follow them when it comes to all this politics. According to the Biafrans, there is no election. It's not worth it anymore. We're not going to get ourselves involved. And they mean it. They call it election apathy. Now, APC can handle that, can manage that. PDP can't. ABGA can't. APC can manufacture figure. And Tanko technicality can stamp it in their Supreme Court, the Sharia Supreme Court up there. So, Andy Uba has no problem. But how can they make voters, should they call it voters apathy or something? Or vote apathy? So how can they make that happen? The Biafrans are already saying they are not voting. They are not going to be part of that. There's not going to be an election. Right? But they know that with money, there will still be people that will go out and vote because they have their voters card. So, how can we make sure that nobody come at all? Then let us escalate. The IPOB have already said there will be no election. So if we kill anybody now, we can blame IPOB, can't we? A very easy political chess game. Kill your brothers, kill everybody,
and then blame it on the IPOB, destroy properties, cause problems, make sure the election, that your election eventually can always like be rigged the way you want it to be rigged, and just blame IPOB for it. And that is the state of what is going on in Anambra. As you are watching this video, they've dispatched their soldiers down there. Somebody said 2011. Thank you very much. It was 2011. And the Uba governor rigged in. So if you don't really understand that this is exactly what is going on, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, but you're not helping yourselves. Because you see, when they tell you that IPOB, everybody knows that IPOB have every reason, they have every reason to be upset right now. Okay? You can't kidnap Nnamdi Kanu, keep him somewhere like he's just nobody, and then you want to continue to actually move about and feel like, well, if any of you try that nonsense again, we're just going to take you and put you away. Just like that. I mean, when people now said, no, don't think that's going to be that easy. And I believe it is never going to be that easy for them. It has not been easy. You can't take him and put him somewhere and then go about your normal business and start warning and threatening people simply because of whatever Nigeria is promising you. Presidency. Devulumayi, you are doing the devil's work. Better be. Oples, you are doing the devil's work too. Today, these two states in Igbo land, those are the two states where you will first see Ruga. Some people are saying, Maiyegun, there is no Ruga in Igbo land. You see these 419 governors, they know that the time is coming. Very, very soon, everything will collapse. So whatever they can get from the Fulani government right now, they will take it. Like Oples Uzodijo, they gave $150 million to. They gave him $150 million in September. That $150 million, right? No dime will be felt in Imo State. Trust me. And he's already allocated people's land for Ruga in a local government area in Imo State as we speak. Those who own the land, they will never be given a dime because the money that, that's what the Fulanis are doing now. BOKO HARAM is ready to pay your governor the money, and your governor can allocate land for them, right? So in Imo, in Ebonyi right now, Devulumayi secretly is allocating lands for the Fulani Ruga. I know that is something. So people said, Maiyegun, don't worry yourself. The moment this BOKO HARAM and his gang are gone, you see all these things they are promising them in Igbo land, they will be gone as well. That there is no foolish Fulani from anywhere. They will tell you that they have found Ruga for you in Enugu. They have found Ruga for you in Newiri. They found Ruga for you in Aba. They will pack his bag and go and stay there and say they found Ruga. Maiyegun, I was like, but what about those people being killed now? And people said, Maiyegun, that is the one you have to make sure you keep talking about. The people being killed, they must be held responsible for their death. Those people being labeled IPOB members, ESN member, innocent people that you said, people you claim to be notorious and they have guns to kill. Then when you parade the people you kill, there is no time that you have any gunfight with them. You go into people's homes, innocent people's homes. You pick up innocent children, 15 years, 18 years, 25 years. You pick them up from their homes and you parade them as terrorists, and God knows what you do to them. So what people are saying is that, Maiyegun, that is the one you have to continue saying. But that there will be Ruga in Igbo land, Maiyegun, forget it. When the whole thing starts, before their people arrive from Kano, before their people arrive from Sokoto, before their people arrive from Zamfara, Maiyegun, even no places or will be gone. Gone. And I'm so happy that good enough we always have this intervention once every now and then to tell you that when these guys are showing you a card, fraud, don't listen to it. Don't follow it all by all. Don't take it hook, line, and sinker, because you are being deceived. Like magician, when they show you two hands, one is to deceive you, one is to hide something from you. Distract him and hide something from them. That is what your politicians are doing. And when they tell you, crucify Nnamdi Kanu and then, free the bandits, that should tell you something. They are setting you up, and that's what they have done now. Politicians, Oples Uzodijo came out and they said, IPOB is not responsible for the insecurity in Igbo land, but they are attracting the insecurity. How does that even make any sense? They are not responsible for the insecurity, but they are the ones attracting it by telling people to sit at home, voluntary sit at home, right? So that's how they attract insecurity. So it doesn't make any sense. He said politicians in Igbo land should not use their 2023 desperation. The same old places of the Joe. They should not use their 2023 ambition to put Igbo land in trouble and to put Igbo land at war. So PDP will blame IPOB when they kill themselves. APC will blame IPOB. ABGA will blame IPOB. And like a coordinated effort, everybody must blame IPOB. And if you look at them on social media right now, what they say is that IPOB is losing value. IPOB is losing it because they have no clue. Their intention is to blame them, put everything on them, simply because an average IPOB will say, if they burn you well, go your shop tomorrow. Same way Nnamdi Kanu said, if you don't let Biafra go, Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. And so many of these, intellectuals, the fools, and as you call them, those one Nigerians, they said Nnamdi Kanu is saying he's going to destroy Nigeria and turn Nigeria to Somalia. Let us go. If you don't let us go, you'll be so busy fighting us that you have no time to fix yourselves or fix your country. And by the time you look back, Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. Is prophecy not coming to pass now? Are the Biafrans those kidnapping people in Niger? Are the IPOB those kidnapping, in Niger State? Are the IPOB the ones kidnapping your children in Zamfara? Are the IPOB the ones killing your family members and your children in Sokoto, there in Kano, there in Borono, there in Kaduna, and every other places? They are massacring your people. Are the IPOB the ones doing that? Are those places better than Somalia now? Are they? So if an IPOB member says, if them burn you well, now go stand tomorrow. Anybody where they come, anybody will come out, we go show them. The person typing that is probably right there in his house after eating his dinner, and just to let you know that don't insult also that you are not going to come out. But does that simply means he's coming to cut off your head? He's coming with AK-47 to come and shoot you? He's coming to come and burn your shop? Can you not see through this? Politicians are doing this. Same thing they are doing to us in Yoruba land. That's what they would have been doing to us if they succeeded in sending Oloye Sunday Igboho into the forest. I feared for that the last time, and I said, I hope they won't frustrate him and send him out of his house into the forest, whereby so many things will be out of control and they will blame him for everything. So if they tell you to blame the Igbos, if they tell you to blame IPOB, if you as an Igbo man is blaming your brother, you are blind to what they are using you for. You know, one thing is this: ask yourself, after I condemn IPOB, what will be the next option? Now, let's say you've condemned them now. What is your next option with what is going on right now? I mean, you might have a better idea that until you tell us, it remains your own idea that nobody will hear of. IPOB are asking for a referendum. The ideal thing as we speak should have been for those political class from that clan to come together and demand for his unconditional release. That is the first thing. It is called respect. Asking for his release doesn't mean that Nigeria cannot continue whatever sham trial they are putting up. But locking him up, sending soldiers to kill the people who are asking for his release, do you really think that's going to make it stop? Of course it won't. It will escalate it. Because as they are going there, innocent people are being shot right now. Innocent people are being killed right now. And they are going to parade their bodies tomorrow as unknown gunmen, as this, as that. But the unknown gunmen are the people who are there. Are the people who are working for the same government, the Daura Secret Service. So if they tell you to condemn your brother, you should think twice and ask yourself, for what purpose would that be? Igboho should rot in Benin Republic, as some of you will say. Really? Okay. Now, what is then your alternative? Tifnumbu 2023. Now, when that flops, yeah, and you don't have that anymore, what will be your next? They have all their stuff figured out. You don't, and not even your leaders have all this figured out. Because for those who know better, even those who thought they were smarter, they were outsmarted by this Al-Qaeda People's Congress. Somebody also warned us about this. So you should never join those who are condemning Igbo, condemning Nnamdi Kanu. Look at all of them in northern Nigeria today. Look at them. They are quiet. They have been killed, bullied, brutalized, kidnapped, raped, destroyed their villages, destroyed everything, right? Now they have an idea of those behind it. Guess what? Graveyard silence. But you, because of what you think they are promising you for 2023, right? You can join them to kill your own brother and believe every other lie they put together. If they had killed Oloye Sunday Igboho that day, they would have told us it was killed by unknown gunmen, wouldn't they? And where would that have brought Yoruba people today? You'll be wondering. And you'll be like, okay, after your Tifnumbu God, because even if the entire Yoruba vote for Tifnumbu, that's the deal. Even if the entire southern Nigeria vote for Tifnumbu, you will barely score 25 to 30% of the entire vote. If all of you no vote for the northern governor, not vote for anybody from there, you have been outrigged. You have been outfunded. You have been overpowered. The only thing, the bond there is that when you begin to disseminate yourself, you can't go into competition that is not fair. So even if you are condemning Igboho, condemning Nnamdi Kanu, what is your alternative? Nigeria? And what is that Nigeria? What is that Nigeria for you? Is it this one or another one you have in your head? And who's going to bring that to you? The criminals who have told you it is non-negotiable, completely non-negotiable. Mbaka.
And I pray for justice. In Sunday Igboho's house, the advocate for the Yoruba's freedom, when the DSS people invaded his house, some people were killed, I think 2 people. And last week, judgment was given himself for 20 billion. See why 20 billion? Where he was arrested, he was released there. Now Nnamdi was arrested and brought to Nigeria. And before he ran away, do you know how many people that were killed in his house? So if 2 people were killed and 20 billion should be paid to Sunday Igboho's family, how much do you think should be paid? So you can say we should stop calling his name. He's one of my children. I should be calling his name. What crime did he commit that nobody has ever not committed? I'm not making him a saint either. But I'm saying, with fairness, with equity, the man is crying over the evil in this country. Nigeria is one of the best countries in the whole world. There's no need for these sufferings. We have the best land for agriculture in the whole world. We have the best waters. We have the best ingenious brains in the world. Courageous youths who can do anything to become rich. Look for them in Nigeria. Why can't they be transmutated, transformed, and transfigured into profitable purposes? Engage them significantly and meaningfully. And you are busy looking for those to kill. How many are you going to kill? There are thousands who are more tough than Nnamdi Kanu. In Yoruba land, in Hausa land, in Igbo land.
And that is true.
I just think that somewhere God will just help me, because I really wish I could really help. I really wish I could help. It's very painful, truly. I can't.
Do you understand? Now, other person also warned us. The reason why I'm going to share this other video with you is because you might be so kind of enthusiastic about 2023, optimistic about it, being positive. As some of you have trained yourself to always be positive in the face of everything, because to you, everything is always negative and negative. No. Asking for self-determination is not negative. It is positive. It is the criminal in Nigeria, the criminal government in Nigeria that criminalize self-determination. It's a conversation that people should have normally, right? And then you give them a referendum to go on and test it. Okay, how many of you would support this? How many of you are against this? Just like normal, thing, I would say. But Nigeria and the rogues in Nigeria criminalized it because of the way Nigeria is structured. Nigeria is structured where all the crippled states, incompetent, unproductive states in Nigeria, they are dependent on those few productive ones, so they now have to share the poverty. And as they say in Yoruba land, one rich man in the family of 1,000 poor, he is a poor man. He may be appearing to look like a rich, he's a poor man. Do you get what I mean now? So that's what it is. That's why Nigeria is poor. So that structure they put together is not negotiable according to them. You can't talk about it. So therefore, talking about self-determination is a no-no. People have been killed. More than 28 people were killed in just a single day, the day they want to go and assassinate Nnamdi Kanu. At Oluye Sunday Igboho's house, 2 people were killed when they wanted to go and assassinate him. That is Nigeria, right? And that is what makes self-determination conversation negative, because that's what they want you to feel like. Is Nigeria negative or positive? Is it going on to the negative way now or positive way? Those who are ruining the country and they are telling you that no, it's never going to change, whether you like it or not. That's how it's going to be. So you want to wait till 2023? Well, somebody was pretty much so sure in 2014, 2015 that Boko Haram was coming to change things. He regretted, and I'm going to tell you his warning. This is what he shared with us to warn us again.
It's not about sentiments. Is that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized.
Meanwhile, just a sec before we continue. My friends on YouTube, you guys are turning up nice, right? We have over 2,300 of us right now, but only 500 of you could actually stop to say, Maiyegun, well done. So while you watch this video, just take a sec, okay? Leave that chat room and then click like on that video. If you haven't really subscribed, do that. Do that too. I will be back. Like that video now.
It's not about sentiments. Is that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care. I don't care. And my colleagues, they know me. Those people that listen to me, they know me. I don't care. The issue is that this country is bigger than individual. That is the issue. This country is bigger than individuals. Buhari will come and go. Eliminating me or killing me will not solve the problem and will not add value. But he will come and go. And somebody must come and repair the damage to the psyche of this society, the damage to the polarization, to the nepotism that I've never seen in my life. I work with all these presidents. This is the worst situation I've found myself. And believe me, internet does not forget. I was part of the people that helped to bring Buhari to government because I believe in him.
Have you worked with the government after that?
After
you helped bring the government?
Oh, of course, I worked with him. We brought him in 2015, and I work as the Deputy Director of Defense Administration. And we have a lot of hope in him. And we actually are ready to do anything for him. What he has turned out over the years is shocking to us. I was in Harvard in 2014, in December, when the Department of State Services and CIA and others were contemplating about Buhari and other aspirants. I know what we did to convince the American government that the only person that can come and put this country right is Buhari. That was before the Lagos, APC, before they chose within.
Right.
And that was how Tinubu came in. We know what we did, but what he has done in the past 6 years is shocking. It's unprecedented. And it should not be allowed to be swept under the carpet because the damage to the psyche of this country is monumental. We'll talk.
You remember him? So if you think you are smart and you are joining the bandwagon of those who are also scheming, those of you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called intellectuals, if you are one of those who are scheming, still trying to tell us how 2015 or 2019 is different from 2023 in order to deceive